In this demonstration, we're going to show you how to add a calendar. Now, we've seen that we can add birthday calendars or shared calendars that come our way, but we can actually add other calendars. So, an example, I have a calendar literally called House. And what the House calendar is a way for me to track personal events. So, I don't necessarily want them on my calendar or to block them off or to have coworkers see that I'm bringing a daughter to cheerleading, an example. But it does allow me to track my own personal stuff. So all I did was hit plus and type in the name of the new calendar. I also have one that I use quite often called projects. So plus, type it in, hit enter, you're done. But now if I hit house calendar, and let me go ahead and close out of this one just for now, I'm going to go ahead and just add an appointment. And notice here, it's trying to use location services to figure out where I am and where it might be. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, what's nice about that is it also allows the calendar to get a little smarter about where I am, how much time in between appointments. So we can find the actual location of where we're going. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to the full week. And I'm going to move ahead a week. And I'm going to create a big appointment right here. So now we've added 2 appointments. And if I was to look at the month view, you're going to see both of them appear. So what I like to do is I like to know that I can add as many calendars as possible. So as I clicked on my regular calendar and start looking around, notice I've got all these colorful indicators that are telling me one over the other. Now in this case, I'm not a big fan of the default colors, and you can change some of them in the Outlook settings because I think that these look a little too similar, but it also depends on the view. So if you were to look at something like this, you'd see they actually look a little bit different, but you can see how they integrate with each other. If you ever want to take that calendar off the view, all you have to do is click on it, and that's going to go away and set you back to your original calendar. In this demonstration, we're going to create a meeting. So here on the calendar app, I'm going to click on New. And it starts off innocently enough. So I'm going to put here, office lunch, and I can use a location. Notice I can add rooms, so if we have conference rooms configured, but I can also put in my own locations. And notice here, as I start typing, it's as good as a search engine because I've typed in the name of a restaurant and it's actually found it on the web. And I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to type out my little invitation. Let's give it a start. Let's give it a start time. And we'll have an extended lunch for the team. So here I have a choice of which calendar to put it on. Because you've seen that we can put many calendars up there. We have my calendar, we have the house calendar, we also have the projects calendar. We get to choose which one. Of course, it belongs on the default calendar. Showtime is busy. So this is all great. So far, I have my own appointment. It's only for me, logged on as Diane, but we can start to add some people. Now, notice we have some suggested contacts. So here are some of my favorite contacts that are in the list already. So adding them becomes even easier once they're all here. And we'll add Molly. So to create a meeting, all I've had to do is fill in the details of an appointment and then simply add some people to it. And from now, I'm going to go ahead and hit send. So now I have my meeting. It's going to end up on the right calendar, and all of these people are going to be responding to the meeting and adding in that they can accept it or not accept it. And you'll see it's right here. So notice when I click on this meeting, I've got the basic details that I organized it. And then if we look down below, you'll see no responses for all 3 people. Now, if I know that I have got a response from some of them, I can go ahead and add some responses on there if I need to. Maybe I caught them in the hallway. Otherwise, these responses will be automatically tallied. So look what happens when I close out of this and I log on as Molly in order to accept it. So notice Molly Clark is accepted. I get that in an email. But now when I click on this particular meeting, accepted 1, no response 2. So it's always going to be tallying up exactly what's going on. In this demonstration, we're going to learn how to set an automatic reply. Here, I'm going to give a click on the settings while in the calendar app, and you will see we have automatic replies. I know I'm going to be out of the office, so I'm going to send automatic replies, and we're going to send them during this period. Now, I will be out of the office both Thursday and Friday. Something has come up, and in some cases, I don't have time to cancel a lot of appointments. So notice here we've got Thursday to Friday. Friday I'll be gone until 5 o'clock. I can block my calendar. I can automatically decline events, and I can decline and cancel my meetings. So notice here, decline and cancel my meetings, it has already gone through and figured out which meetings I have for those 2 days, who organized them and who's part of them, and it's checked off the ones that are going to be canceled. I can, of course, decide which ones aren't going to be canceled. And notice here, I can leave a message for everyone. And when we're all done, I guess I should go ahead and say, Diane, I forget I'm logged on as an alter ego. All I have to do now is hit OK. It saves it. It sends, it cancels and declines all of the meetings that we automatically have. And it blocks off this time with an automatic reply. Now, in order to take off the automatic replies, you go back to the same location, and then you simply say, don't send them. That'll turn them off. In this demonstration, we're going to change Office 365 settings. In order to change these settings, all we need to do is to access this gear. Now, the default on the gear is it's going to show us settings that are specific to the app that we're in this example, Calendar, but it will also show us settings that are specific to all of Office 365. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the calendar appearance as it pertains to the calendar. And the calendar settings are what our work week is, what our work times are. Do we want to show week numbers in the month view? Start the first week of your year on the first day of the year, the first day of the week, and what day that's going to be. And notice here we can show the calendar in the light colors, which we already had, or the bright calendars. Now this is obviously a preference. I just noticed that in the light colors, when these 3 are together, I have a harder time seeing them depending on the device I'm viewing. So I tend to go with a little bit more bright colors so I can see the difference in most. When you're all done creating your preferences, you simply hit OK. Now we also have some settings specific to Office 365. Under Office 365, notice here for our settings that are specific to everything you're doing here, one of them would be our theme. So we have our default theme, which is our, I'll call it the Microsoft blue. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a red. I guess it's pomegranate. I can also decide on my start page, so when I log on as Diane, it's going to be red, and I'm going to go directly into my calendar. We can also specify notifications. So notifications, which are this little area right here, what is it that we want it to see light up with? A reminder, which might be a calendar, an upcoming appointment, when a new mail comes in, does it make a sound? So you get to make some of those choices. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply show you that even if I log out, and then log back in, so here you'll see I've logged back on as Diane, and it brought me immediately to the web app for Outlook and is displaying my calendar. So you get a chance to set all of these different theme settings so that when you log on, you get exactly what you want.